So here's the Husky 52-inch adjustable workbench. This is a 34-inch monitor on top. As you can see, I have it at full height right now, so it's about elbow height for me. So this is a 34-inch. Most of the video I'll have two 24 inches on there, but I'll talk about the benefits of both and the desk as a whole. But it's a very nice wood top. Has the wheels on the bottom and that little crank right there. You can see it doesn't look that big with a 34-inch on top of it, but it looks pretty gigantic when you don't have anything on top of it. And if you had a smaller monitor, it's gonna be pretty good size. I just got this monitor. I haven't even tried it out yet, but I've used it with 224s and it's pretty good. I was hoping I might have to get an arm for this monitor, of course, to get some more desktop real estate back. You can see it's a very nice, solid wood desk. So I'm liking the desk top a lot. My only complaint really is it's not being deep enough for me. I mean, 24 inches is bigger than my previous desk, but once you get this little bit of size, I feel like I need a 30-inch deep desk. But for the money, it's really hard to beat this option. Anyhow, so check out, here's the unboxing and build. So this part of the video is going to be kind of shitty because it's just too big. And I don't really have a setup over here to film like this. But it seems to be packaged well. I mean, it's gigantic. I have a size 13 foot. You can see it's like I wanted the bigger size. This is the only one I could find, and I could not have gotten this home if it was bigger. I would have had to rent a pickup truck or something. So I said I paid $200 for this. It's a little QC Pass sticker. It's from Home Depot. I don't know shit about Home Depot quality, but I would assume it's gonna be better than just some random cheap, like the cheapest desk I could find on Amazon that was electric was like $300. So I would assume Home Depot has better quality than these no-name companies. Oh, it's smooth. Okay, that's good. Like smooth as just like a normal kitchen table. I was afraid it might be textured, but it is not. Here's another thing I was worried about that I'm glad to see. The holes are already made and they're in there nice with, I don't know what the fuck you call that, but it's strong and metal. Like I would assume those press board ones, that would be like the cheaper ones they get on Amazon. I'd be worried about screwing shit into them. There's the actual SKU. When you're building, be aware that the Husky badge is the front. Now that will be important when you put the shit together. Here's another good thing, the legs are already put together, so all you gotta do essentially is bolt them down and put that rod between the two of them there. Again, it's not going to be easy to film that, so I probably won't film most of it, but we'll see. So the directions show one side is B and the other side is E, but the actual legs don't have a designation other than this one has this bar on it. And the bar would appear to be B. So not pointing towards the Husky side. Or pointing towards the Husky side, but not on the Husky side. You see, the Husky is here, and the bar is pointing towards it, but on the opposite end. Alright, so first you're just putting 4 screws in here. And that one's a little tricky to get to. And then you're just going to stick this rod into that guy. So yeah, it was a little snug to get on there, but it's good because you don't want it wobbling it, I guess. Which makes me think putting this part on is going to be a pain in the ass. Getting this part in was a pain in the ass because you have to kind of... So this is the side that I've already screwed down. Originally I put it in here first. I ended up taking it out of there, put it in here. This part hasn't been screwed around. And then I had to kind of wiggle this to get it fit on because it's like a hex shape under there. It's hard to see and hard to explain. But that was unpleasant. That's why I don't like time-lapse videos, because they just make shit look easy. Also, pro tip, don't eat a blizzard right before you do this, because that doesn't help. Alright, so now you're just attaching this black U-shaped thing here over this metal bar. You're just kind of covering that essentially and adding some stability. There does not appear to be a front or back to it. And I cannot do it one hand. So. Alright, maybe there was a particular way because it was kind of snug when I had it, and then I flipped it around. Like I even kind of scratched it a little bit there. But then when I flipped it around, it went in right just easy. So I don't know if I just did something wrong the first time or it actually should be one particular way. But again, I don't see a difference. You know, now you just screw those in with those same kind of screws you're using here. Alright, we got all those screws in. These here were a pain in the ass because this is a pretty small ratchet and I still had a hard time getting my hand in there. And these back in the corner also kind of a bitch. It's got to be pretty sturdy at this point because obviously these screws, these legs are all one piece. I mean, they're already put together. I didn't put the legs together. You just screw the legs onto here. These all go into the legs, so this cross beam adds some support, and I'm gonna add another cross beam in a second. So you can see there's holes on the middle T-bar or on the back, and I'm putting in the back because I'm using mine as a desk chair. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to get that up there with one person. So I just kind of hand tighten that one, and then kind of hand tighten that one. It's not a washer in that one yet because I was just hooking in there temporarily while I got a ratchet. It comes with this little shitty wrench, but I would rather use a ratchet if it works. So it looks like the 13mm fits it. So next you decide if you want to keep these little leveling feet things or the casters, which are the wheels. I'm in the basement and I have a lot of space down here, so I am going to use the wheels. These just hand unscrewed. Alright, yeah, and once it's tightened, you can spin that around and then the wheels will roll. Unless you kick that back, and then it obviously does not roll. That's pretty good. Also, like, this thing's sturdy as shit now. Like, I'm sure if I put them in the middle, it'd probably be even sturdier, but, I mean, it feels solid. So we're just about done at this point. I just gotta flip it over. It is heavy. It's 110 pounds, so you should probably get 2 people. But me, I'm strong as fuck, so I'm just gonna use my pinkies and flip it over. There we go. It's big. There's a full-size keyboard. That's a full-size Lenovo keyboard with the number pad. So that's a big boy. Alright, so this is the last piece of the puzzle. I didn't realize this. I watched a couple of videos, and this is the only video I saw that showed this. I only saw one video that showed this. That this guy just slides in and out. Like he just... Once that goes in there, you can just take it right back out. It's not like permanently attached or anything. And also, this table is heavy. I obviously lifted with my back because my back is the strongest muscle, and now my back doesn't feel great. Alright, here's an idea of just how long this table is. It's 52 inches. So here is my 15-inch Lenovo Chromebook. And there's still space here, right? Here's my 14-inch Lenovo Windows laptop, 13-inch MacBook Pro 2016 edition, full-size Apple Magic keyboard, and then a little crisscross action here with this Lenovo keyboard that I'm a huge fan of, by the way. And you know, there's still a little bit of space here and there, so should be able to fit a lot of stuff on this desktop. I am going to set it up with my dual monitors on, you know, a proper stand, but before I get all that set up, I thought I would just show. It's pretty shocking how much you can get there. It's hard to even get a camera angle for it. So now you can see when I put two 24-inch monitors on it, it doesn't look as big. It's hard to get this in camera. So I do have that big Dell stand thing that is, I really liked it from my old setup. My old setup was actually on a workbench too that was kind of built into the house. Wasn't as nice as this one. So that's good if you have a lot of space. But obviously, even though it's a 52-inch desk, if I just want to use it for the 2 screens, it would work. What I'm going to do, I'm going to order some of those arms to try to give me a little more desk space. But you see, I almost had to, still not a lot of room for my keyboard and like arms like sit on the desk, which is what I would prefer. Alright, so here is the hand crank. And like when you go all the way up, it does stop, right? And then like I said, like right now it's here, which is fine, but like if it happened to, say you didn't want it sideways, you can just pull it out and then move it more toward the down angle. So I do like that, but I am not really happy about the crank. Probably will eventually buy an electric desk anyhow, because I definitely know me, and I'm not going to want to, like, so in my brain, I'd be sitting at my electric desk. I have a cup of coffee here, and then it'd be time for me to get more coffee. I would hit the button for it to stand up while I went upstairs. Got more coffee. When I came back, I would stand for a little bit, and then when I'm ready to sit, hit the button, go back down. Now to do that, I would have to do this. It's not hard. I mean, you can move it. You know, I can just put my finger in there and move it. That's not really comfortable, but I mean, there's no pressure required to move it, so that the gear is nice, but it definitely takes a lot of cranks to get it all the way down. Like, I would still need to go. And like, the water is wobbling a little bit, but I'm kind of... It's like this would probably be the height of my current sitting desk. So what I'm going to use it for, most likely at this point, I'm a big guy, so I'm 6'1", probably get 250, maybe 255 after I get a bunch of donuts tomorrow. A lot of times my knees will hit the desk, or my thighs will be, you know, right up on it. And like, I have like a big and tall chair, lazy boy chair from office chair from Costco. So it's called like big and tall. It is big, and like I can't. It would definitely will not go under my normal desk. So even if I don't use the standing function of a standing desk, or this workbench turned into a desk, I like it that I'll be able to raise it up where it fits me. Like I always say, that clothes and things aren't meant for big people. It's hard to find tall clothes. That's not just like, you can find double XL, triple XL clothes all the time, but they're wide and they're not tall. Same thing for like a desk, right? You can get a wide desk. A regular sitting desk is not tall enough. It's annoying. So this helps. So as far as the sitting desk, this is going to be pretty awesome. I also got this PC desk mount. Literally, so it'll be like this. And in theory, I will mount that under here, or on that side probably, and hold my computer tower. That way to free up the desktop to be just monitors and more space, which I do like that. And the fact that this is solid wood makes me feel more comfortable drilling something into the bottom of it, or screwing something in the bottom of it and not falling. Like if I got one of these standard electric desks that's like a laminate or bamboo or something, or like maybe bamboo's stronger, I don't really know, but as far as like those laminate desks, I wouldn't feel comfortable drilling my PC into the bottom of that. Like, I don't know if the weight would fall out or whatnot. So this is real wood meant for actual work as opposed to a computer. I feel comfortable drilling a little screw into there and like holding my, you know, a couple screws obviously to hold my computer. Pretty good surface area, and it'll be easy for me like to like run all my cords and shit. I can just crank the desk all the way up. It's all like that. So now we're at the tallest height. I would say just below my belly button. So like, I guess it'd be comfortable to work at a standing height. But yeah, see how thick that is? And I would feel more comfortable with those arms to like mount these monitors on there. I'm gonna buy some off Amazon and use those little clamp mounts that will just have arms for the monitors. I feel more confident on those clamping as wood also, as opposed to the laminate ones. For the price, you can't really beat it. I'm picky. Technically, I can afford one of those expensive desks. I just don't want to pay that much money for one of those expensive desks, but I probably will end up doing it. But for the money, you're not touching this. I mean, it's $200, and this is pretty stellar for that price. Alright, so here, I have a glass of wine on my table. I've put up these VIVO monitor arms. The table's big, so it's hard to get all this. This is going to be a shaky camera. So let's give you an idea. I'm at like a sitting height now. There's a glass of wine, and so I can still go down, of course. Let's say we go up. This is a vigorous cranking. So the monitor will shake while I'm cranking it. But once you get to a height, they're okay. So you can see if the desk will shake if I move it, of course, but I'm very strong. I mean, in theory, I could spill that wine, I guess, if I shook it really hard, but as far as like when I'm working, like typing, it's fairly sturdy. I've watched all these stand-up videos and wobbles and all that shit. And this one seems pretty good. These will wobble a little bit. These monitors will, these Dells. But that's because I think of that VIVO arm. That VIVO arm I have, I think it causes some wobble. Real problem with these arms is this piece here. This will lean forward. So like to get these monitors angled up at a correct mount, this little piece seems a little loosey-goosey. If you had just a stand, I guess it would hold up, but then you don't have a lot of room here. Alright, so today is now October 10th. This is the desk. This is the way I've been running my desk setup essentially. You can see I got a bunch of shit on top of it. And the dual monitors. So the desk isn't really tall enough for me. So I'm 6'1", 250. And like, as a sitting desk, it works awesome. But as a standing desk, I gotta kind of raise the monitors up every time. Every time I go from sitting to standing, I gotta move the monitors. And they get out of whack like that, and it's kind of annoying. So I am gonna be trying a 34-inch UltraWide to replace these two double guys here. And I also have the problem with the microphone. Like, if I put it on the arm, you can see this guy here, it's the little arm I have. It's kind of too high, and then when I move the desk, it gets funky, or when I move the monitor arms, it gets weird. So that's kind of a pain in the ass. So then I moved to putting the microphone on the desk. Not just, I take a lot of conference calls, a lot of video calls in this pandemic world, right? But it's in the way when it's sitting. When it's standing and then raised up, it's not so bad. But when I have the desk sitting, this mic's on now. I've bought a different microphone, a shorter microphone, a Shure that I'm going to have a separate video on. We'll try that out. And then you can see down here, there's how I have my Vari set up. And the problem with it is that you got to move this padded part. You got to move that out of the way. If I don't want my desk chair on top of it, I have to move it every time I use it. So that's also kind of a pain in the ass. So as of right now, I'm glad I bought the desk. It's way better than the desk I had previously. But I probably will go ahead and buy a different standing desk. One with a deeper desk. This one's only 24 inches. And I think with the large monitors, you really need like a 30-inch deep desk. I don't know what it was like before electricity was invented, but if it was anything like having to turn this hand crank to raise this desk up and down, it must have sucked ass. So I will probably be hunting for an electric desk setup. So this is really how my current setup's been going. So here's the desk. Alright, so it's October 17th. This has been my current setup. I mean, it looks a little messy here now, but I don't always have all these keyboards. But essentially, I've been using this desk. This is the microphone I'm using now, this Shure MV51. And I've been using this Philips monitor, which I like. And I just left it on the stand. I'm not using arms. And then I have a camera up there. It's hard to see, I guess. But I'm going to replace that with a better camera. I've upgraded from the HyperX to the Shure microphone, and with the single monitor and just this desk, it's been working pretty good. I switched between when I'm using my Windows, I use the Lenovo keyboard with the Logitech mouse, and when I use the MacBook, I use the Magic Keyboard and the Magic Trackpad. So let me try to hold this up. So you can see there's a lot of workspace to mess with here. In full disclosure, I did already order the Vari desk, partially because this little ActiveMat arm rocker thing that I have was such high quality. I felt comfortable in getting that, just because I want the deeper desk and I don't want to keep using the manual arm. But if you don't have a problem with that, or the Vari desk is $650 and this is $200. The Vari desk is going to be 30 inches deep and 60 inches wide, whereas this is 52 inches wide and 24 inches deep. You could get a 62-inch wide one, and that's a pretty good deal for the price, because this is only $200. I think it's like $220 or $230 for the 62-inch version. So I'm just kind of high maintenance. The desk itself is fine. It's perfectly acceptable. If you didn't, I just don't want to mess with that crank. Plus, we're kind of remodeling the house currently anyhow, so my son is going to get this desk, and then I'll use the Vari desk for myself. If for some reason I don't like the Vari desk, I would gladly go back to this desk, because it's been great. And I do like the fact that this one has wheels and moves around. And it's just been, pretty top notch. So I can highly recommend this desk. I will, once I get the Vari desk, I'll make a video on that, and I will talk about my comparison between the two. But as far as $200 goes, I don't think you can get a better desk than this. And I spilled coffee all over it, and it wiped up just fine. It didn't leave any stains. I haven't dropped anything heavy on it or sharp on it, but I've used this desk, my wife's used this desk, my son played the game on the monitor in this desk, and so it's just an all-around great desk, and I can highly recommend it. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, I like buying shit, so I'm gonna buy something else and try that out. But I wouldn't rule out either getting another one of these or going back to this desk, because I really like this wood top. Alright, so that's it. Like I said, I'm gonna switch to getting just one keyboard. I'm gonna buy the Logitech MX keys. I think I can swap that between the Mac and the Windows device, which so just having one keyboard, which will make it easier. And I really like just the single monitor, the Philips. This is a great deal for $500 for the 34-inch monitor. I'm just using this arm, just the built-in stand. Using the built-in stand, there's really not much wobble on the monitor at all. Like when it's going up and down, it wobbles, of course, but as far as like when it's down or standing, there's hardly any wobble if you're typing on it or anything like that. It's you know, a very sturdy desk, and you know, it's an excellent setup. So if you're trying to dip your toe into the stand-up desk world, like I said, I'll highly recommend this desk. So, all right, feel free to leave me any comments or any questions, and I'll get back to you the best I can.